Okay, good morning. First of all, thank you for the invitation to be here. It is a pleasure to contribute to this project, to this workshop, and I'm going to give you the view of a researcher in this field, going from innovation to entrepreneurship, and I'm going to use my example that has developed from, well, not my example, the project example of InnoLog, which is a IT raw materials project, and how we go from these innovation projects to entrepreneurship, or how we try to do that. So this is what I'm planning to explain today. How we are making the way from innovating to entrepreneuring. For I am a researcher. Most of the team involved in the project were researchers, technologists. For us, it is easy to innovate. It's natural, something that is part of our work. Entrepreneurship is something different, and that's why you need a specific master that makes sense that my team is preparing these skills that we need to learn to make the step from innovating to entrepreneuring. So I will try to explain how we are trying to bring innovation to the market. I will try to explain also the skills and competencies we found we need. Also, we'll say a few words on the possibilities and the help, the support of international projects to make this step, and what type of workforce and personal training we will need in the next years. So just few data on the project. We had an upscaling project. I was the coordinator, and we started in April 2017 and finished in 2020. The project is called InnoLog. Okay, our challenge. We need a challenge to innovate, motivation. So our challenge was to help to improve technologies, innovating in the search for raw materials. This is a difficult task, finding minerals in the subsurface and extracting them. And we know the process that are being used, the traditional processes, but we need to innovate to be more efficient. Basically, that was the purpose of our project. What we did is to build a powerful consortium. With all here, you have all the partners with mining companies, with business people, with scientists, geological surveys from Slovenia, from Sweden, the Polytechnical School of Madrid, and the Polytechnical School of Catalonia. And we developed new borehole logging tools. This was our purpose. We did that to improve on-site and direct in situ analysis. We wanted to perform this analysis directly in the subsurface, in the borehole wall. We estimate that we can be 100 times more efficient and cost efficient than the existing methods. And we also aim at reducing the rock waste and the CO2 footprint in this process. So this is basically what we developed, a hyperspectral borehole logging tool, another tool based on laser techniques, and we also developed machine learning software. This is nowadays very common, but when we wrote the proposal in 2016, nobody was talking about, or well, not in our environment. This was not a common thing. So we were innovating with all these three objectives because this didn't exist, and we made it. What we wanted to do is, with the data acquired in boreholes, to reveal the composition of the rock. And we developed tools for that. We made few tests in real conditions. We made 5 tests in mining boreholes, so we were in the real situation. And we finished the project, so we were very successful. We implemented this innovative product. We protected, we got the IP, intellectual property protection. We did innovation and we had the know-how, but the project ended, and then we want to bring all this technology, all this innovation to the market. And for that, we need new skills. We need to learn again and get help from what I will show you now. So making this step, we want to go to the market. We need to learn entrepreneurship skills, and we need to learn on business and entrepreneurship know-how. So this is the step we had to make from innovation project that started in 2016 with a proposal that we developed between 2017 and 2020. By the way, we got for this project, we got a European IT Innovators Award in 2020. That's not the first prize because that was for medicine as usual. The second was for food, but for raw materials, it was the first time we got a third prize. And from then on, we started with startups, support programs, trying to learn all these skills and to implement this. What type of skills do we need? We need new skills. We need to change our mindset to bring this innovation to the market. We have to start thinking about money and making business and all these things that are not natural as innovation is for researchers. So we had to make changes and find people that already know about this. So this will be the team, and I will explain later. You need funding because the project ended, the funding ended, and the people go away because they don't have a job anymore or a contract. So we need to find more funds. We need this skilled team, and you need a plan. You need a plan which is a technological roadmap to develop. And you need to start thinking about all these things that I personally don't like much, but is what you need to do if you want to reach the market. So this is a new project. We come from an innovation project. Now we go to entrepreneurship project, and we need a specialized team with business people, also technology people. You need to define very clearly what is bringing to the market, what is your product, which what we call competitive advantage definition of your new project. You need to identify your key stakeholders. You need to analyze the market size and growth trends in the future years. You need to analyze other potential future markets. You need to develop a go-to-market strategy. You need to know available market versus target market and make decisions. You need to establish a clear roadmap. You need to establish intellectual property agreements. Like in our case, we have three IP protected products. So you need to establish these agreements in order to be able to sell these products. And you need a financial plan. Now let's go to the team. When we finished the project, we had a complete team that was mainly composed of engineers and we also had these business people, but the main part was the technology and the innovation. Now, in this project, the first thing we need is a CEO, a head to bring this project ahead. We need a leader for this project or somebody that is leading the project, because I'm very busy. I really like the idea, but I have to continue doing research because I work for my institution, and I have to go on with other projects. I'm happy to cooperate, but I cannot be the CEO. We also need some help to this person. And we, of course, so this could be the business part, a minimum business part, and then we need the technological part, not only me, but also, in our case, electronic engineers and industrial engineers. So this is the team, and this is very important. This is like the first step. If you don't have a team, you don't have anything. You have patents, you have papers, you have. But if you want for your project, you need a team, and this is very, very important. You also, I mentioned before, we also need to identify the competitive advantage of your product or of your project. You need to. This is new to me. We had to do this. We were doing this in a team, but for me it was like the first time I had to think about benefits and value and putting numbers. This was very difficult at the beginning, but if you want to go ahead with your project, this is what you need to do. So we identify our competitive advantage. We have to identify the benefit and the value. And we need this because we need to explain to the potential customer or the potential investor. So we need to learn first and then explain this. We also, I mentioned before, we also need to identify potential future markets. Now we're thinking, our project was developed thinking in improving mining technologies, but we also think about space exploration, geothermal energy, underground, with the use for underground storage facility, and the use in infrastructure construction. Our tools can be used in this also in these fields, and this is our potential markets in the future. So now we have the project. We have identified the needs. We know how to start or thinking about, but we know we will need resources we will need funding to continue, because we need those engineers, we need that CEO, and even if at the beginning the salaries and the people might have another job, if we want to advance, we will need to hire these people. So we learned also that we can have support from the institutions, and there are different. Well, I just mentioned here. This is from websites, so you can find them. But once you are in this step, there are different steps in the evolution of this potential or embryo of a startup or SME, and then you can find based on your stage the best instrument. In our case, we have been part of the IT Raw Materials Accelerator program, where you not only get some little funding for little, little at the beginning, because we were only in the first step, but you also get training, and this is very important. This is how we learned many of these things. So this is from the IT Raw Materials website, and there are different instruments, different steps, and different support programs for your potential company. We were here in the first phase, the exploration phase, and well, we didn't reach the next steps because you have to create the startup, and we considered we were not ready for that step, but we continue working on that. There are other programs that you can find at the websites, and as I said, depending on the stage and the maturity of your project, you can find different instruments. There was the USMA instrument, and yesterday I was talking to Magdalena. Apparently, this is not going on anymore, but there are other EU ongoing calls and new calls that you can find when you are at this state. And there are, of course, other institutional and private foundations that support programs. For example, we are now at a CSIC Foundation program. We were part of this Mobile World Capital Foundation. And in both cases, you get training and little funding for little things, not to develop the entire project. For that, you need bigger projects, and at the end, you need to get. If you need important investment, then at some point you need these people, business angels, or investing companies. And usually something you get from these programs is the contact and the interviews with these people. So this is all I learned from that. And the message, the final message is this way, well, we have done this way from, or we're still doing this way, this step from innovation to entrepreneurship. And for this step, the master MEITIM project and the master that is going to be developed is very, very relevant. There, I hope you and the future participants and students will get this knowledge that we were missing when we finalize our innovation project, and we are learning by experience, but I hope that and it would be very nice if we get new students, young people that can integrate in these teams and help the scientists and the innovators to bring these products to the market, which is what makes sense to the innovation, to give this product to the society to use. Thank you very much.